Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English podcast for beginners. My name is Amelia, and I'm very happy to have you here today. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very useful topic: activities in English. Activities are things we do in our daily life, in free time, at school, or at work. Talking about activities helps us share what we do, ask about other people's routines, and practice English in real life. Many English learners feel unsure when talking about activities. Maybe you don't know the right words. Maybe you don't know how to describe them clearly. That is completely normal. Today, I will help you learn how to talk about activities in simple English. We will use easy words, real-life examples, and lots of questions that you can practice every day. Let's begin. First, let's talk about why it's useful to discuss activities. Talking about activities helps you make conversations with friends, share your interests, ask and answer questions, and practice English in real life. You can ask yourself, what do I usually do every day? What do I do in my free time? How can I explain my daily activities in English? Answering these questions will help you think and speak clearly about activities. Now, let's look at some common daily activities. Wake up, eat breakfast, go to school or work, study or work, take a break, exercise, cook or eat lunch, read or watch TV, go shopping, sleep. You can ask questions about activities. What do you usually do in the morning? How often do you exercise? Which activity do you enjoy the most? Let's talk about useful question words for activities. Use what to ask about activities. What do you usually do every day? What activities do you enjoy in your free time? Use which to ask about options. Which activity do you like more, reading or watching TV? Which exercise do you do every week? Use how to ask about habits or methods. How often do you go shopping? How do you spend your weekends? Use is or are to ask yes or no questions. Is walking your favorite activity? Are you busy after school? Let's practice some example questions together. Repeat after me. What do you usually do on weekends? Which activity do you enjoy the most? How often do you go for a walk? Is reading fun for you? Are you busy in the evenings? Great job! Now, let's talk about how to describe activities clearly. Step 1. Start with the activity. I wake up early. I eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Step 2. Add details about the activity. I wake up at 6:30 every morning to exercise. I eat breakfast with my family at home. Step 3. Explain why you do it. I wake up early to have more time for studying. I eat breakfast with my family because it is fun and healthy. Step 4. Add how often you do it. I wake up early every weekday. I eat breakfast at home every morning. Let's practice describing activities together. Repeat after me. I go for a walk in the park every morning. I like walking because it keeps me healthy and happy. I read books in the evening. I enjoy reading because it is relaxing and interesting. I cook lunch every day. I like cooking because I can try new recipes. Excellent. Next, let's talk about asking questions about daily activities in conversations. You can ask friends, "What do you usually do in the morning? How often do you exercise? Which activity do you enjoy the most? Do you go shopping on weekends? Is reading your favorite hobby?" Here's a short example conversation. Amelia says, "Hi, what do you usually do on weekends?" Other person answers, "I usually visit my grandparents and watch TV." Amelia asks, "How often do you visit them?" Other person answers, "I visit them every Saturday morning." Amelia says, "That's great. I usually go for a walk and read books. I walk every morning and read every evening." Other person asks, "Which book are you reading now?" Amelia answers, "I'm reading a storybook about adventure. It is very exciting." This is a simple, clear, and polite conversation that you can use in real life. Now, let's talk about different types of activities. Daily routine activities. Wake up, eat meals, go to school or work, study or work. Questions: What time do you wake up? How often do you study English? Exercise activities: walking, running, swimming, playing sports. Questions: How often do you go for a run? Which sport do you like the most? Hobbies and free time activities: reading, drawing or painting, watching TV or movies, playing games. Questions: What hobby do you enjoy? How often do you play video games? Social activities: meeting friends, going shopping, visiting family, attending events. Questions: Who do you usually meet on weekends? Which places do you like to visit with friends? Next, let's talk about common mistakes beginners make when talking about activities. One mistake is forgetting the verb. I breakfast at 7. Incorrect. I eat breakfast at 7. Correct. Another mistake is forgetting details. I walk. Less clear. I walk in the park every morning. Clear. Another mistake is using wrong tenses. I play football yesterday. Incorrect. I played football yesterday. Correct. Even if people understand you, using complete sentences sounds more natural and polite. Now, let's practice a longer conversation about activities. Amelia says, "Hi, what do you usually do on weekends?" Other person answers, "I usually visit my grandparents and watch TV." Amelia asks, "How often do you visit them?" Other person answers, "I visit them every Saturday morning." Amelia says, "That's great. I usually go for a walk and read books. I walk every morning and read every evening." Other person asks, "Which book are you reading now?" Amelia answers, "I'm reading a storybook about adventure. It is very exciting." This is a simple, clear, and polite conversation that you can use in real life. Now, let's talk about polite ways to ask questions about activities. Sometimes direct questions can sound too strong. To be polite, you can add soft words. Excuse me, could you, would you mind, please. For example, instead of saying, "Do you read books?" you can say, "Excuse me, do you read books?" Instead of saying, "How often do you exercise?" you can say, "Could you tell me how often you exercise, please?" Simple, polite words make your English sound softer and more respectful. Let's look at some polite question examples. Excuse me, could you tell me what activities you do after school? Would you mind sharing your favorite hobby? Can you please explain which sport you enjoy most? Could you tell me how often you go for a walk? Using these expressions is very important in real life, especially when talking to strangers, teachers, or colleagues.